I'm Ross from London Grapple, and today I'm going to show you some tips on finishing the armbar from mount. So, we've mounted our opponent here. Forcing my opponent's arm up above his head to isolate it for an armbar can be very difficult. What I like to do is bring my elbow underneath my opponent's elbow. Now, if his spine is straight, it means he can utilize his lats to keep this arm in position. So, this hand is a big job. I punch it across, folding my opponent's neck. If you do this, it turns off large portions of his back, which makes it a lot easier to force this isolation. So, this twist on the neck is what makes it easy for me to force this elbow up. Now, I'm just going to circle around a little bit so we get a good angle. I can't hold this arm here with just this hand. I've got to replace the control with my hip. So my right knee will travel up and come up over my opponent's head. And it's important now that I turn the corner, that my hip ends up above this arm. If I just shoot straight up, Joe will shoulder walk, forcing me back down and wriggle out of the position. So that's a big error people make. Once they get this isolation, they bring the knee up, but they don't turn. My knee comes up, and I should end up facing this way. My leg straightens, it doesn't bend. This is to keep all of my weight traveling through the hamstring. So from here, my right hand will punch through, hug in the arm. None of this nonsense. This is crap. Punch through, crease of the elbow behind the crease of his elbow. So we hug it. The far arm lifts this elbow up so this can cleanly transition to an S mount. My heel should be coming up as high as possible. You can armbar with your hamstring down on the lower portions of your opponent's body. The best is to get the hamstring running from armpit to armpit. Now, we're in S mount. I'm going to lean onto this hand on the other side here. This takes all of my weight up off of my right leg so I can cleanly step over my opponent's head. Little tip, your drilling partner, don't do this and stay there for ages. It's uncomfortable. Lean, make the step clean, and then sit straight down. So, my opponent can take a variety of grips to stop me from straightening his arm. This is a very common one, where my opponent grabs his bicep and brings the hand under the top leg. He's going to be looking to clear this off and then get his head over. Now I'm going to be starting to lose the armbar if he gets his shoulders on the ground on the other side of the leg. So, how do I go about breaking this? Unfortunately, I don't have access to his wrist to fold it, to crumple the strength of this grip. So, I've got to think of another way. You always want to test it with a palm strike first. And if your opponent is adjusting their grips constantly, and you see those fingers flick open, that's a great window to hit and force this grip to fail. Another way the palm strike one works is to apply a lot of pressure back and then take it off suddenly and hit. This grip is stronger the more pressure that goes through it. And that sudden release of pressure makes it weak, makes it more likely to slip when you hit that elbow. If this doesn't work, we will switch to a spider web on the lower leg. So my left hand will come up here. This stops him from being able to sit up on me now. The original job of this top leg through his face is to stop him from sitting up. So I replace it with the spider web. Now my top leg can swim over and my heel hooks across the elbow. He will not be able to stop me now kicking through and breaking that grip. The crease of my elbow slides down. And now I start falling back into my armbar. I'm going to pull the hand down across my lower hip, and the top hand will push it here. Another big mistake people make is straight legs. Your heels should be curling tight to your butt with your knees pinched heavy. You see how this picks his arm up, and you should end up with far tighter armbar finishes if you have this heavy leg clamp. Do not finish armbars like this. You may also rupture a testicle, okay, which is bad. Don't do that. Pinch and down. So, one more time. Mount, big tip. Fold the head, makes arm isolation easier. Knee comes up, turn the corner. Circle to an S. Right hand punches through, left hand on the floor, lean a long way to make this step clean. He grabs his bicep. How do we break this? Lean back, release tension, palm strike to get the slip. If that doesn't work, spider web the lower leg, circle the leg over, kick, strip in, sliding crease of the elbow down here. I release the spider web, catch the wrist, and start pushing the hand into my lower armpit for the finish. And that's how you hit arm bars from mount.